You have a reinforced, insulated container, but the water is already inside. The mistake isn't in the cut. It's in the wrong window and amateur sealing. I'm going to show you the one window mistake that guarantees structural rust and a mold infestation that will ruin your home. This is the silent killer that turns a perfectly good build into a rotting steel box. It's the lie that amateurs tell themselves to save time, and it will cost you everything.
The fatal mistake is believing that a clean bead of silicone caulk is a permanent waterproof seal. It is a lie. Here is the real engineering fact. Your container is a giant steel box that expands and contracts powerfully with temperature changes. A standard bead of silicone is not designed for that constant shearing movement. It quickly becomes brittle, cracks, and pulls away from the steel, creating microscopic, invisible gaps. Every time it rains, water is driven into these gaps. It gets trapped between your interior insulation and the steel wall, with no way to dry out. This is the beginning of the end. The trapped moisture starts to eat your container's frame from the inside out, creating a hidden rust farm and a five-star hotel for toxic mold.
This failure is guaranteed because of the residential window trap. You're using a product designed for a completely different system. A standard residential window is engineered to be installed in a wood-framed wall that has multiple layers, like sheathing and house wrap, to manage moisture. It is not designed to be mounted flush against a single, unforgiving layer of steel. The problem isn't the window, it's the application. Without the proper transitional materials, you are forcing a component from one building system into another where it is guaranteed to fail. This is why so many DIY installations end in disaster.
The professional, non-negotiable solution is to assume your primary seal will fail and to build a system to manage that failure. The rule is to create a mechanical drainage path. This is done by installing a wide, self-adhering, industrial-grade flashing membrane, usually a butyl-based tape, to create a waterproof pan before the window is installed. This creates a mandatory exit ramp. Any water that gets past the caulk is caught by this membrane and is safely directed to the outside of the container. It is physically impossible for the water to touch the raw steel or the back of your insulation. You are not just sealing a hole, you are building a water management system.
If you're concerned about mold and the system that fights it, check out our last video on the HVAC mistake that turns your home into a toxic mold trap.